guys, it's Chelsea Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college hoops and March Madness, of course. We're talking Winthrop and Villanova. Villanova favored -6.5. We've got the total at 143, and I think Winthrop is going to be a trendy dog here because they're 23-1. Straight up 13-11 against the number. Meanwhile, you've got Villanova, who's 16-6, 12-10 against the number, but very much limping into the postseason, losing 3 of their last 4 games. And their second leading scorer, Colin Gillespie, had a season-ending injury. He's out for the remainder of the year. We've got Dan Kaiser here to break this one down. Dan, what do you see between the spread, this total, and these two teams?
Yeah, it's not so much what I'm seeing, it's so much what I'm hearing. I mean, every time I turn on the TV, all I hear is everybody talking about Winthrop, and, there seems to be everybody's darling, in the coffee shop. People can talk about, oh, I'm picking Winthrop. That's my, for the upset, the first round upset. And I see, I understand that, they come in on a 7-game winning streak. They beat the team, Belmont, that they lost to. They put up 80 points a game. They shoot almost 46% from the field. And as you said, Villanova, I mean, they were looking good. They're looking like, people were saying they're, one of the top 3 teams in the country. They had a little COVID problem. They lost Gillespie. They've lost more. More may be able to come back during this tournament. There's not a definite answer on that. The Eagles are 10-1 against the spread the last 11 games. As an underdog, I mean, everything points Winthrop, but I think that's kind of my thing. It's like everybody loves them, and sometimes I just have a feeling when everybody loves one team, then I just have to go the other way. So I think, and my other thing is I can't bet against a very upper class laden team, a very experienced team in Villanova, and I can't bet against Jay Wright in this situation. I think they got it out. He's been here. He's led this team to a couple of national championships. He's got, he's got the coaching pedigree. I think he'll pull something. I'm not saying they're going to make a long run in this tournament like I would have before Gillespie's injury, but I think they will do enough, and I think they have enough, and they have the coaching, and they will pull this game out and cover the spread.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if we had any numbers on the percentages of, the public being on Winthrop or Villanova, because sometimes, fading the public, especially in March, is not a bad play. Just in general, are there any other, things like that when it comes to March, betting on the tournament as opposed to betting on regular season games, things that you think would be helpful tips for first-time bettors?
I think everybody likes to fall into like, the upset. Cinderella, the upset.
Everybody wants an upset for sure.
It's always, what is it? There's like the 12-5 matchups, and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's, because a lot of those have hit in the past. I think you just gotta look at the individual games. You just can't go blindly and say, oh, you bet every 12th seed against a 5 seed, but if you got to look into each game as it is on its own, and not just look at not look at like the sexy Cinderella teams coming in. Yeah, Winthrop has had a great season, but they also haven't played great competition either. So you got to take everything with a grain of some of these things with a grain of salt, and do your due diligence, and just not go off of what you hear or what people talk about on TV. Do a little research on your own, and look into some things, and make your own decisions, and not just follow the crowd.
Right, because I think the general public, like you said, loves a Cinderella story. And Nova's a pretty high seed against this Nova team. They're pretty banged up, but they still are a pretty solid squad, despite, losing 3 of their last 4 games. That conference is pretty solid. It's not the Big Ten by any stretch of the imagination, but pretty solid competition all year long. All right, well, that's going to do it for our college hoops talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Dan Kaiser. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thanks a lot.